And Dale Farm, it is now, but I'm not sure whether, I don't think it's still on Montgomery Road, but back then, used to get up at, this was us, as kids, used to get up at 3:30, 4 a.m., go round to the Northern Dairies and stand outside the gates. And as the milkmen were coming out, you used to say, "Do you need any help?" And there were maybe 8, 9 guys, and eventually every one of them got, every one of us got into an off we would go. Now, the prelude to this is that we didn't have alarm clocks. I mean, it was like because my mum and dad wouldn't have let us go out, to do it. So what Ted, he did have an alarm clock, and his dad didn't care. Whether an alarm clock went off, so he had to waken the rest of us all up if we were heading round. But the only way that, because he couldn't throw stones at the window, the only way that you could get wakened up was to have a piece of string tied round your toe, and then you threw the string out the window. And then when Ted came around, he tugged the string, and then it woke you up, and you went, "Oh, right, it's time to go." And you just prayed to God. I mean, talk about in the lap of the gods, because I mean, if somebody decided to swing on the string, then they could woof out through the window because it's attached to your foot. But so Robert and I got up anyway and got ourselves together, and Robert says to me, "I'm busting for a smoke," and I says, "We'll have to go down. I think Ted's got a couple." So he we went down. There were about 5 or 6 of us had managed to get the end of Tracy close, and I said to Ted, "I think Robert wants a wee smoke. Have you got?" And he says, "I'm out. All mine are gone." So what we used to do, and this is terrible, I mean, when I think about it, but if you've ever heard of the Craigie butt collectors, because we would have walked along, now this was summertime anyway, but we would have walked along and looked down, and if there had been like a big cigarette end, on the ground that someone had thrown, not a wee stubbly one, but a big one, it was recyclable for us. So we used to get the silver paper from the inside of a cigarette box and peel the white paper off the silver paper, and then get about 5 butts that were lying about, take out the tobacco, put them all into one, roll it up, and then you would have a cigarette, and that's how you got your wee fix, sort of thing. So we're walking around, and Robert says to me, "There's a big one there." And I went, "Where?" And he bent down, he picked it up, and he went, "Oh." And I'm going, "Happy days." You know what? We don't even have to pull that out of the butt. Just it's big enough for us to have a wee smoke. Ted lit it up, and I had only a couple of puffs of it. I didn't really smoke anyway. Robert smoked more than me, and Ted was like a chain smoker. And we got down to the bottom of Burren Way, stubbed it out or whatever, and then our Robert turned around to me and he said, "Did you enjoy that wee smoke?" And I said, "Yeah, it was, as far as smoke's concerned, it was nice and enjoyable." And he went, "No, but did you really enjoy it?" And I went, I did really enjoy it, because I mean, I'm with you and I'm with my mates." And he says, No, but did you really, really enjoy that smoke?" I says, "Okay, yes, I really enjoyed that smoke." And he went, "Well, that's just as well, because that was Phil Lynnett's cigarette that was smoked." And I went, "What?" And he had taken it down. He knew that Ted didn't have any cigarettes, and he knew that probably the curbs were or whatever. But so he had taken Phil Lynnett's cigarette out of the wee frame behind my bed while I wasn't looking, getting dressed to go out, and taking the string off my toe, and when he bent down, he already had the cigarette end in his hand, and he just bent down and went, yeah, I found one, but it was Phil Lynnett's cigarette, and I thought about it and I went, you know, because whenever it was finished, it was tossed, and I said, but I wouldn't even have minded, just keeping just the brown end, that had been in Phil Lynnett's mouth, the Thin Lizzy singer, and by that stage, about 4 or 5 other people's mouths. There's some DNA mixed into the end of that, but I forgave him anyway, because what can you do, because it's only, and like everything else, you sort of just laugh about things like that, but it was typical, absolutely, totally typical of things that happened, if if Robert and I were involved together. But so I'm going to leave it at that, because that's kind of like a nice light-hearted way. Oh yeah, and if you can see the painting behind me, I'm not sure if you can hone in on it, but the one that I had up behind me last week was the crow's reflection, if you remember, with me looking into the water and seeing Robert as myself in the reflection. But that's the crows fighting. Two crows, that's the two brothers at it, and that was me and him, more often than not, and then we hugged each other afterwards, and told each other that we loved each other, except for one time I remember I wasn't able to turn around and tell him that I loved him, because we were fighting in the bedroom, but there was a lock on the bedroom door. I opened up the lock because my dad came up wondering what all the noise was, and when I turned around to unlock a door, Robert hit me at 4D1. I wasn't expecting it, so down I went. And I asked him later on, and he says, well, you're older than me, it's the only way I could beat you. But so there you go, there's story time for by the way, these are going on TikTok, I believe, by popular demand, although I do need my daughter Lindsay to give me a tutorial, so on Thursday, after Thursday, these will all be sort of able to be archived as such, just in case they ever disappear from Facebook. So enjoy the midweek. I hope you enjoyed the little recollections, and I will. I'm saying, it'll be a few nights. You never know. There'll probably be another one tomorrow night. Okay, so enjoy yourselves. Have a good day, and I love you all.